Long story short, we ended up going to a 5 day long jury trial because he wouldn't take a plea deal. And he was found not guilty on more counts than he was found guilty on, but he ended up with 43 years in prison.
Yes.
Yes. And so, at the time, so that was 2008 that he went to prison. And I still felt very like I didn't talk about it with people. We didn't let anybody take pictures of us or use our names in the paper or anything like that. It wasn't something I was proud of per se,
Right.
but I knew it was the right thing for sure. And the re-victimization that went on, like even through the news, like so the newspaper put an article when he first got arrested, and I think there were like 18 pages of comments with things like 15-year-old sluts then, 30-year-old sluts now that want money,
Oh,
things like
yes. I've seen that.
right. So, I mean, and at the time too, I mean, it was kind of like I was re-traumatized, but I was also fascinated by the sociology of all of this, right? Like the way that society was viewing us and viewing him and assuming his innocence and assuming that we were lying. Like the majority of the people that commented on that article were in his favor. And then every once in a while, some anonymous post would come in and it would be like, those girls are telling the truth because he did it to me too, you know? And so it was just really interesting. And I didn't ever have a lens into that world other than my own story, right? So then, there's some really amazing pieces to our story where both my teammate and I essentially met our husbands when we reunited. So I introduced her to a friend of mine from college, and she ended up married to him within less than a year. And I met my husband right before we went back to the police. So we've both been happily married for more than 15 years now. We both have two children. Our kids are doing great. Our marriages are great. And like about 2015, um, I was in California and I was going to a church, and the worship leader at that church got arrested on very similar acts. And it just ripped the band-aid off for me. And what that did for me is I just started talking about my own story more. I just started telling people, like, hey, this happened to me too. And it was like same age. He was 30, the girls were teenagers, position of authority, trusted adult, all the things were very, very parallel.